Welcome to Today in Psychology, your destination for all things psychological. In this video series, we're taking a unique approach to learning about psychology by breaking down important definitions and concepts, one letter at a time. Each video will cover a different letter of the alphabet and explore the key psychological terms and definitions that start with that letter.
From A for abnormal psychology to Z for zygote.
We'll cover a wide range of topics and provide you with the knowledge you need to succeed in your studies of psychology and related fields. But this series isn't just for students, it's also for anyone who's interested in understanding the inner workings of the human mind. Whether you're a parent, teacher, or simply a curious mind, these videos will provide you with a better understanding of the fascinating world of psychology. So join us on this journey as we explore the alphabet of psychology, one letter at a time, and gain a deeper understanding of the human mind and behavior. Don't forget to subscribe to Today in Psychology and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video.
Welcome everyone to today's presentation on evolutionary psychology. As you may recall, in our previous videos in the series The ABCs of Psychology, we covered such topics as abnormal psychology, behaviorism, cognitive behavioral therapy, and developmental psychology. Today, we will delve into evolutionary psychology, influential people that have impacted the field, and finally, a case study which will focus on diagnosing a patient using evolutionary psychology. So, if you are ready, grab your pen and paper and let's dive right in. What is evolutionary psychology? Evolutionary psychology is a branch of psychology that explores how natural selection has shaped the way the human mind works. It is grounded in the concept that the mind is made up of various adaptations that have evolved to solve specific problems that were vital to the survival and reproduction of our ancestors. Evolutionary psychologists investigate how these adaptations have affected our behavior and thought processes and have led to the common patterns of behavior and cognition that we observe across different cultures. The field of evolutionary psychology draws on various disciplines, such as biology, anthropology, and cognitive psychology, to explain a wide range of human behaviors and mental processes, such as attraction, mating, social cognition, and decision-making. It offers a unique viewpoint on human behavior and helps us comprehend how our biology and environment have interacted to shape who we are today. History of evolutionary psychology. The history of evolutionary psychology can be traced back to the 1960s and 1970s. At that time, a new perspective emerged in psychology, which aimed to understand human behavior by looking at the adaptive problems that our ancestors had faced. This field was heavily influenced by Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, which states that certain traits or characteristics are inherited from one generation to the next because they give individuals an advantage in survival and reproduction. The concept of natural selection being the driving force behind the evolution of species, including humans, is a fundamental principle in the development of evolutionary psychology. Key figures in evolutionary psychology. Two key figures in the study of evolutionary psychology were David Buss and Martin Daly. David Buss. David Buss, a professor of psychology at the University of Texas at Austin, is a well-known figure in the field of evolutionary psychology. He is renowned for his in-depth research on the evolutionary origins of human mating strategies and has published several books in this field, such as The Evolution of Desire and The Dangerous Passion. Buss's work has had a significant impact on the field of evolutionary psychology by providing a deeper understanding of how evolutionary factors influence human sexual behavior and attraction and how these vary across cultures. He has also studied how culture and individual differences influence mating strategies. One of his famous studies, known as the 37 Evolutionary Psychological Proposals, aimed to provide a comprehensive theoretical framework for understanding human mating behavior. His work has been influential in shaping the field of evolutionary psychology, and his findings have been widely cited in academic literature. Martin Daly. Martin Daly, a Canadian evolutionary psychologist and professor of psychology and neuroscience at McMaster University, has made significant contributions to the field of evolutionary psychology through his research on the evolution of aggression and violence. He has published several books on this topic, including The Truth About Cinderella, A Darwinian View of Parental Love, and Evolutionary Social Psychology. His work has provided important insights into how aggressive behavior has evolved and how it is influenced by factors such as social context and gender. His findings have been widely cited in academic literature and have had a significant impact on shaping the field of evolutionary psychology. Key principles of evolutionary psychology to remember. 3 key principles of evolutionary psychology you should remember are: Number 1. Adaptation. The principle of adaptation posits that the human mind is composed of many different adaptations, each of which has been developed to solve specific problems that were crucial for our ancestors' survival and reproduction. This principle is important because it allows us to understand how the mind has evolved to solve the problems that our ancestors faced and how this has shaped our behavior and mental processes. Number 2. Natural selection. The principle of natural selection states that certain behaviors and traits are universal across different cultures because they were shaped by the same adaptive problems. This principle is crucial because it helps us understand how evolution has influenced human behavior and mental processes and how these are affected by environmental factors. And Number 3. Modularity. The principle of modularity holds that the human mind is made up of many specialized modules, each responsible for processing different types of information, such as vision, language, and emotion. This principle is important because it helps us understand how the mind is organized and how different cognitive processes are specialized for specific functions. In summary, these principles of evolutionary psychology provide a framework for understanding how human behavior and mental processes have evolved over time, how they are influenced by environmental factors, and how the mind is organized. Understanding these principles helps us to better understand human behavior and mental processes and how they relate to our biology and environment. A case study in the field of evolutionary psychology. Sarah is a 6th grader who is always curious about why people do the things they do. She is particularly interested in understanding why her classmates behave the way they do. One day, her teacher introduces her to the field of evolutionary psychology, which studies how evolution has shaped human behavior and mental processes. Sarah learns that, according to evolutionary psychology, all human behavior and mental processes have evolved over time to solve specific problems that our ancestors faced. For example, Sarah discovers that the reason why some of her classmates are more outgoing and sociable is because they have an adaptation that helped our ancestors form social connections and build alliances. On the other hand, some of her classmates are more reserved, which is an adaptation that helped our ancestors avoid dangerous social situations. Sarah also learns that attraction and mating behavior are also shaped by evolution. She learns that men and women have different mating preferences, and that these preferences have evolved to help our ancestors find the best partners for reproduction. Sarah learns that the reason why boys and girls are attracted to different physical characteristics, such as a symmetrical face, is because these characteristics are a sign of good health and fertility. Sarah's teacher also explains that evolutionary psychology helps us understand how our biology and environment interact to shape our behavior and mental processes. For example, Sarah learns that the reason why some of her classmates are more aggressive is because they come from low-income areas, where resources are scarce and competition is high. In conclusion, Sarah's teacher helped her to understand that evolutionary psychology is a field of study that helps us understand the psychological and behavioral characteristics of humans from an evolutionary perspective and how influential figures such as Charles Darwin have contributed to the field. Conclusion. In conclusion, I would like to thank you all for watching our video on evolutionary psychology and the key figures who have influenced this field. I hope you found it informative and engaging. The world of psychology is vast and complex, and it's my goal to make it as accessible and understandable as possible. I also encourage you to like and subscribe to our channel, as we have many more exciting videos in the ABCs of Psychology series. Next up, we will be exploring the letter F, which stands for free will, and how it contrasts with the different studies of psychology. Evolutionary psychology is an exciting field that explores how we grow and change throughout our lifetime. It's an area that affects us all, and I'm confident that it will be as enlightening and thought-provoking as our previous videos.